Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear students. Our current session focuses on what is an approach. I hope and expect by the end of this session you would be able to demonstrate what is an approach. Well, when it comes to language teaching methods, it is very crucial to understand what is a theory, what is an approach, what is a method, and what is the difference in all these. Coming to what is an approach, I would quote Edward Anthony, 1965, who claims an approach is a set of correlative assumptions dealing with the nature of language and the nature of language learning and teaching. This definition is particular about language teaching methods perspective, and according to this definition, what is important is that an approach is a set of correlative assumptions. So this is not one assumption, this is not one idea. An approach consists of more than one ideas, it consists of more than one thoughts. It is basically a perspective that is taken on something. So a lot of ideas or some ideas can be brought together to create a perspective on something, which would be called an approach on that particular thing. Well, my dear students, an approach is a theory about language learning or even a philosophy of how people learn in general. Now, at this stage, there might be some confusion. If an approach is a theory, then what is the difference in a theory and an approach? I would like to clarify here that an approach may consist of one or more than one theories. A theory is one set of beliefs or one set of assumptions, whereas an approach is approach has multiple sets. It may have multiple sets of assumptions or beliefs or ideas. So an approach can also be defined as a philosophy. And again, what is a philosophy? A set of beliefs, how people learn in general. They can be psychologically focused, such as behaviorism or cognitivism. So behaviorism is an approach towards language learning. In the same way, cognitivism is an approach towards language learning. Each of these has certain sets of belief working behind them. They can also be based on older philosophies such as idealism or realism. Well, an approach is axiomatic. What does it mean? It means an approach is self-evident in itself. It is clear, it is obvious. It describes the nature of the subject matter to be taught to the students. According to Anthony's model, approach is the level at which assumptions and beliefs about language and language learning are specified. Approaches are fuzzy, they are hard to define because they are broader in nature. They are not limited to one belief or one idea or one thought. There can be many ideas within an approach that would give a perspective to the one who would adopt that approach. I would give an example. For example, an approach that leads to a method would be the philosophies of scholasticism or the faculty of psychology. So, even when it comes to language learning process, a psychologist may have a different approach, may have a different perspective on that. An educationist may have a different perspective or approach on that. In the same way, different people coming from different, areas or disciplines, they may have different philosophies or approaches towards that. Each of these philosophies encourage the development of mind in the way of a muscle, the approaches that I have talked about, and they talk about training the brain, and a person would be able to do many different things. These philosophies have impacted some methods of language teaching. And what I would like to emphasize in the end is that these are the theories and the approaches that lead towards methods in language teaching and learning.